You're watching News Channel 18 at 6. News from where you live.
At the end of this school year, the Lafayette School Corporation will say goodbye to its longtime leader. Dr. Ed Eiler has led the LSC for the last 16 years through school consolidation, declining enrollment, and Lafayette's changing demographics. Tonight we sit down with Superintendent Eiler. We'll find out how watching a movie in high school might be where his career got started, why he says he owes so much to his parents, and what's next for the man who has never lost his passion for educating every child.
Hello. Hi, how are you? Hey, good to see you.
He leads a school corporation of more than 7,000 students and more than 500 faculty members. He and several others recently sued the state over the school voucher program, saying the majority of Indiana's voucher money would go to church-backed schools. Yet Lafayette School Superintendent Ed Eiler never loses his smile and a kind word for those he works for and alongside in the LSC.
I try to communicate to the staff what we're about is helping children write their stories. And that's really what we do.
Dr. Eiler's story starts in Gary, Indiana. His father worked at the steel mills during the Second World War. The family later moved to Tippecanoe County so his dad could begin work in construction.
My parents eloped. And my mother's parents didn't exactly approve of the wedding, but everybody should be so fortunate as to be the child of someone who were as inseparable as my parents were for 50 years.
Eiler was a standout basketball player at Southwestern High School. He was recruited to play ball at West Point Military Academy, but elected to go to Purdue, where he was a member of the ROTC. Raised in a farming community, Eiler wasn't sure what career he wanted to pursue until a substitute teacher showed a 16mm movie during Eiler's senior year.
A day in the life of a superintendent in Ohio, and the decision that he had to make that day was whether they were going to have school. And I can remember watching that as a high school senior thinking, well, how difficult a job could that possibly be? That would be something interesting. I might be interested in doing that someday.
Eiler attended Purdue before serving 4 years on active duty during Vietnam.
As a former Army captain, there weren't a whole lot of people. It was the mood of the country, I suppose, that were interested in hiring former Army captains to teach. And I would say I might have applied to as many as 300 different jobs, and I didn't even get an interview.
But with a drive instilled by his parents to never give up, Eiler had earned his master's degree and received his PhD from Ball State. He was hired as the LSC's business manager before being named superintendent in 1996. Through the years, the LSC has built state-of-the-art athletic and performing arts facilities, worked to improve scores on standardized tests, and responded to Lafayette's changing demographics, serving several non-English speaking students and meeting the needs of those on free or reduced lunch. Still, Eiler says every student in the LSC is special.
Some people say, well, I'll miss the people, I won't miss the work. No, I think I'll miss both. I really do. I think I enjoy continually thinking about how do you affect children in terms of how do they learn, how can you stretch them, and really how do you kind of plant these ideas of inspiration and dreams, and particularly light that creative spark in them.
Eiler says he plans to stay involved in some way with education, but will spend much of his time with his wife of 40 years, their 3 children and 5 grandchildren. He says the key to success as an administrator has always been to truly listen to students and staff. Eiler's last day with the LSC is June 30th.